Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello and welcome all. I am Mr. G.S. Arnavkar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering of Zeal College of Engineering and Research, Pune. In today's video, we are going to learn about stone masonry. Basically, stone is a naturally available material or building material which is procured from quarries. Now, stones need to be chiseled or dressed before using it as a masonry component. As in earlier video, we have seen the masonry, that is nothing but a systematic arrangement of building blocks. So here the stones are being utilized as a building blocks. You might have observed the stone masonry in the various utilization. Our historical monuments are mostly constructed, you may found in the stone masonry. Our railway platforms is another example, and all those marine structures which are historic one, which are also you may found in the stone masonry, because the stones have very good resistance ability against the natural or weathering action. In the most of the cases, the mortar will be or lime mortar you may find as a binding material. So in case of stone masonry, the stones are being arranged very systematically. Now, is it possible that every stone can be used as a building component? Definitely not. So to use any stone as a building masonry work, it must have certain characteristics. These characteristics are its crushing strength more than 1000 kg per centimeter square. Crushing strength is nothing but up to that maximum load it will be crushed. Its hardness must be greater than 14. Means its hardness is nothing but its resistance to wear and tear. The impact value, which is expressed in terms of toughness index, must be more than 13. Its specific gravity more than 2.7. Its water absorption should not be less than 0.6. Along with these, there must be a ease of working. Ease of working is nothing but before using it as a masonry component, the whatever procedures required, that must be easier one. In case of stone, you may be required to chisel it, you may be required to dress it, whatever in your required size or whatever in the dimensions. So for this work, it could be easy to you. It do not require any kind of the additional machineries or equipments or extra supervision or any kind of higher end technical skills to be required. So in that circumstances, it can be said as it is a very good to work with these kind of stones. Along with this, handling or placing or laying of the stone also must be easier. The durability is nothing but its lifespan must have very good. The availability, in case of availability, we prefer the locally available stone as a building component. So in case of Konkan region, you may observe the maximum construction with a laterite stone. So accordingly, you may use the locally available stone as a building material or masonry component. In case of appearance, it must look good, because in case of majority of stone masonry work, you might have seen that is we do not prefer any kind of plastering, and so the chiseling is very important, and so that it will look good. The efflorescence is nothing but another required characteristics that after wear and tear, or there must be a very good resistivity to the wear and tear. And last and very important one, that is economy. So when you are using any stone as a building component, it must be economic, or it must be economic one to the owner. Now in case of stone masonry component, the wall has these facing, hurting, backing and through stone. Now facing is the stone which is being used to the exposed side or outer face of the wall, whereas in case of backing, it is the inner face of the wall. In between this facing and backing stone, there will be the hurting. So all those stone or smaller chips, you can feel it, and this is the hurting component of the wall. And there will be the one through stone. This is a through stone which you may observe, it will be providing, or it will be having a dimension as like overall or entire wall thickness. This is the through stone which is necessarily to be provided along the wall. So here you may observe a one stone which is up to the entire wall thickness. So accordingly you can see. So this is necessary to get a good lateral stability to the wall. So these are the important components of any stone masonry wall. This is a pictorial view how they are being filled it. So in this particular picture you may observe a facing, backing as well as hurting also. Now the stone masonry are being categorized under major headings, that is rubble masonry and ashlar masonry. In case of rubble masonry, or in the broadly classification of this masonry, stone masonry, the rubble masonry is nothing but where the chiseling operation or dressing operation is in some kind of point of view very less. Whereas in case of ashlar one, all the stones are finely chiseled and these are as like bricks. They are provided with sharp edges, uniform dimension and all that part. So it will be very fine in nature in case of ashlar masonry. So rubble masonry is again subcategorized as random rubber masonry, square rubble masonry, polygonal rubble, flint rubble and dry rubble masonry. This is a case of rubble masonry and this is a case of ashlar fine. So you can observe how the ashlar masonry is fine in nature as compared to the rubble one. So rubble masonry is a random arrangement of building stones, but they are very good compact in nature. Whereas in case of ashlar masonry, you may observe all the masonry components are finely arranged with sharp edges and it will be look very good, very beautiful. Now in case of rubble masonry, this is an uncoarse random rubble masonry and coarse random rubble masonry. So major difference in these two is this is an uncoarse, means you may not find any kind of layer in case of this uncoarse random rubble masonry. So here there is no any coarse, but in case of coarse random rubble masonry, you may observe there is a certain layer as being maintained, tried to be maintained. This is a typical arrangement of coarse and uncoarse random rubble masonry. This is the uncoarse square rubble masonry and coarse square rubble masonry. Again, the difference is that in case of uncoarse square, there is no any layer pattern you may observe, but all those stones are being well dressed or well chiseled in its rectangular form. So that is why it can be said as it is an uncoarse square rubble. Whereas in case of coarse square, you may observe a typical layer of all those well chiseled stone in rectangular shape. This is a polygonal rubble masonry. So each polygonal shape, you may observe here the polygonal shape, and it is only dressed to the facing head, and the rest of the portion it has been maintained rough in nature and only being compact in nature. In case of dry rubble masonry, the major feature of this kind of masonry is there is no any use of mortar. In case of stone masonry, lime mortar is being commonly used in earlier work, whereas recently we are using the cement mortar. But in case of dry rubble masonry, there is no any kind of mortar being used, just the stones are being placed randomly but with a compactness. They are chiseled and only placed one over each other, and this is a case of dry rubble masonry. And in case of flint, this is a typical type of stone which is having some glow up and it is a flint in nature, and that is why it is termed as a flint. Now coming to the ashlar block in coarse masonry. So as we said, that is ashlar block is nothing but they are very well chiseled one. They are properly dressed stones are being used in case of ashlar block in coarse masonry. This is the ashlar tool masonry, where you may observe all the edges are being chiseled, and so that no any sharp edges you may find over here. So each edge is being properly tempered, and so that it will look good. This is a ashlar fine masonry. No any joints or every joint is being dressed properly. Each stone is being compacted well, dressed properly, and so that there is a very fineness in the joints you may observe. This is the ashlar quarry-cut. Quarries are nothing but where you are going to procure the stones. So ashlar quarry-cut stones, these are the, so here the fineness to the cutting edge is not that much enough as like the earlier one. Here you may observe they are very properly staged, machine cut, whereas these are the quarry-cut. So you may observe the joints are not that much of fine one, but they are in the proper position. So it may be in layer 1 you may maintain any layer, or you may maintain any kind of specific level also. This is a case of Ashlar-Chamfered. The Ashlar-Chamfered type of stone masonry is mostly utilized for the decorative purpose only. So in this particular photograph you can observe the only corner is being used by this Ashlar-Chamfered kind of stone masonry. So all this was regarding the stone masonry and its component. Thank you for your patient listening.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.